Have you ever wondered where history lives on in Portsmouth? The city started a walking tour, uncovering several locations significant to the Underground Railroad.
Kaicey Baylor walks us through the path to freedom.
Right at your feet is a story waiting to be told.
In my reading, that's where the slaves lived.
Stories of enslaved men and women creating pathways to freedom in Olde Town Portsmouth.
They were clever enough to think of a way to get away from this bondage, and that Underground Railroad was that tactic.
May Breckenridge Haywood with the African American Historical Society of Portsmouth spent more than a year researching and fighting to get these stories on a national map, the American Civil War Trails. A map she says missed a big portion of history.
I saw little about the Union soldiers. The Confederates didn't fight the Confederates. They fought. It was a war, civil war between the Confederates and the Union soldiers.
Through research about Union soldiers in Portsmouth, she uncovered stories of enslaved people seeking freedom. And those stories are now shared through Portsmouth's Underground Railroad tour. Places like 300 North Street, a frequent hiding place for freedom seekers. And just a few steps away, the story of Clarissa Davis, dating back to 1854.
She and her brothers tried to escape. They got on the ship, the City of Richmond. She did not.
So she hid in a crawl space at 316 North Street until she could finally reunite with her brothers in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Another safe space is the Emmanuel AME Church, a hub to share information.
Sometimes they would speak over a big tub so that their plans or their voices could not be heard from other people that might be within hearing distance.
While some buildings stand, other significant locations are left with just a sign like the Crawford House Hotel. Breckenridge Haywood says that's where Eliza Baines, a black woman, was enslaved. There she learned what ships traveled north that would provide a passage to freedom.
She would hear when the ship was coming in and hear information that would be very important.
But the plan to escape is only part of the story.
They were able to get to a better place up north and make contributions to life and living for especially them, but for the world.
Breckenridge Haywood hopes this tour of 7 Portsmouth locations will inspire others to uncover another path in history.
We have to play catch up, and that's all right. But I think it's important that we know our history.
In Portsmouth, I'm Kaicey Baylor for 13 News Now.
These are just some of the stories told in Portsmouth. The Underground Railroad tour will also take you through other significant sites like High Street Landing and Glasgow Street Park. You can uncover more of those stories on our website, 13newsnow.com.